I almost feel like this should be switched to Mad Scientist Monday instead of Franken Friday, but I digress. It's on a Friday, so we are going to stick with Franken Friday. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jessica, and today I'm finally going to fully Franken what is left of my Smashbox primer. I've had this for a while. It used to be in like the stripes, the different colored stripes, and I mixed it together because there was some really dark stripes and some really light stripes. So I thought that would be, the best thing for it. It wasn't. I mean, the color is better, but it is shimmery. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see just how shimmery that is. It doesn't look as shimmery, and I'm going to not try to put that on my bruise there. Yeah, it's not the greatest color for me, and I don't know that it's going to show on camera, but it is definitely like a shimmery satin kind of finish, and that is not what your oily girl needs on her face. So today I'm going to Franken this bad boy right here. I'm going to wipe this off of my hand, which I probably shouldn't have because I will have to, let's put it back. I will have to compare it later. So there's our before. There's the bruise. I think that's why when I Frankened my cream bronzer, I had done it over my really orange bruise at the time, and I think that's what made it worse, but we're going to try to avoid that area. So let's go ahead and get this into my little bowl here and see what we can make of this one. I am going to speed this up while I get all of this out, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. All right, I think I got all of it out of there, so I'm just going to break this up, and then we'll see what we're going to throw in here. This thing is just not doing the trick. Let's just smoosh it with this. I don't know why I don't go with this one the first time. It is not perfect, but it is mostly broken up, so I am going to figure out what I'm going to put in here. I do think I'm going to put a little bit of this Bobbi Brown powder in. It is way too orange, but so is this. So I think this will help with the need to turn it more matte, but it's not going to help with the color. So I'm just going to take a little bit out of this and get it a little bit more matte and then go from there. It is lighter, which is good. So that is helpful, but let's just see what we can do with this. And I'm eventually going to Franken this in this pan to something a little bit more usable, but for right now, we're just going to use part of it to Franken some other stuff. You can see that it is definitely lighter with that powder. Let's see what it does once we mix it around in here. Let's get the spatula out. That's the one that works the best. Doesn't look too much lighter, but we're going to figure this out. All right, I'm going to go figure out what I want to pull in to put in this, and I will be right back. All right, it's about to get crazy up in here, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have my Coastal Scents 88 palette. I don't have a ton left in here, but if some of it will help adjust this color, I will do it. I am going to put a little bit of green in because this does have a red undertone, not in the powder that I just added, but in the original bronzer. So I'm going to put a little bit of this in. It's not a lot. I think it will help, but I know it's not going to be enough. So let me start with this, and then we will figure out what else we're going to put in here. I suspect I'm going to put a little bit of my powder in. I apologize if I blinded you with my mirror. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, it's a little crazy. It's not a lot, but hopefully it will help. And once I get this bronzer done, that will be another eyeshadow used up. Yeah, that's not going to do a whole lot, but we'll see. we'll see what happens. I think I'm going to add some of my rice powder from Coastal Scents, and that should lighten it up a bit. Let's see what that does. It looks like it's lightening it, but I do know from experience, having used the rice powder, sorry, I heard something. I think it was just one of my kids downstairs. Having used this rice powder, it is pretty translucent, so I feel like even though visually it looks lighter now, once I put the alcohol in it, I don't think it's going to look that light. So I'm going to definitely have to put something else in. What I might do is, just to get a better idea of what it's actually going to look like, is go ahead and put some alcohol in it, and then I can always mix in other stuff to adjust it. And then I get a realistic idea of what this is going to be. It's a lot of powder. It's going to take a lot of alcohol. Let's start there. Let's mix it up and see what it looks like. Yeah, I definitely need more alcohol. I knew that was going to happen. It's okay. I've got a whole bottle right here. We're just making it up as we go along. And that is part of the fun of Frankening for me. And I always know that if for some reason it doesn't work out, I can re-Franken. Oh yeah, it's still pretty stiff. More alcohol. I'm going to use a whole lot of alcohol. Not really, but pretty soon you might see a bottle of alcohol in my empties, because I do a lot of Frankening. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this on the video, but I definitely hear my kids moving around downstairs, which they shouldn't be. It's almost 10:30 at night. It still looks pretty orange. So I am going to figure out something else to put in here, because, yeah, I don't think that's going to work. I think it's going to still be a little too orange for me. It's better than this, but yeah, I think it needs to be a little bit more adjusted. It's not quite as shimmery looking as this one, but we're not quite there. I think I have figured out what I'm going to do, because I need to cool it down some more, and I really don't own any matte blues. I'm going to go ahead and go with this lilac color and just scrape a little off the edges. It is a matte, and I think this might work for me, hopefully. I don't want to add too much, because I just want to slightly change the color to be a little cooler. And I'm going around the outside so I don't accidentally hit pan on this, because that is not my goal. I'm not using it to Franken so I can hit pan. So I'm just going to go around the outside, and we are going to see what happens. Sometimes when I do that, I've had eyeshadows fall out if they're older, but let's see what happens with this. Like I said, I didn't want to put a ton in there, but we got to do something with that. All right, let's see what we've got here, besides a big clumpy mess. I really hope that worked. All right, moment of truth. I wanted to scrape off as much as possible so that it's not going to be very wet when I test it. All right, so that was the original. This was prior to the purple. And of course it's not going to show up because I didn't get enough. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think this is going to be one of those that I am going to have to just wait till it dries and see. Almost looks like it could use a little bit more cooling down. but I do think it is better. So you know what? I'm going to go with this. I'm going to press it into the pan, see what it looks like, and go from there. All right, let's get this pan over here. You know, my Franken Fridays get a little bit more haphazard every single week, but such is real life. All right, let's press out some of this alcohol after I get this little speck up. Don't want to waste any. All right, let's see what happens. It has so much alcohol in it, it's taking a while to press it all out. All right, I think we're there. It is a full pan of bronzer again. There's a lot there, but it really was not a good color for me before. Like I said, it was too shimmery. Let me press that in from the edges. So hopefully this will be much better for my skin tone, but if not, I will refranken it. You guys know I'm not afraid to refranken. This little speck just does not want to stay in there where it belongs. So I will put this in my makeup basket on Monday, and of course I will swatch it for you then, but I do think this will probably be better if it is even remotely more cool, which I think it is based on just what it looks like in the pan from what it was before. I think this is going to work much better for my skin tone. So that is everything for this Franken Friday. It is a mess. I've gotten messier. I don't know what's going on with me. I used to be so neat when I would Franken, but not lately. I don't know what it is. Hands just might not be as steady. But that is my bronzer. I have not decided what I'm going to be doing next week yet, so if there's something specific you guys want to see, let me know down below. It might just be a repressing. I have to look and see what needs to be repressed, but who knows? It might be another Franken. All right, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.